Hi, I'm Kat.
And I'm Mel.
And this is Our Lupie Life,
where we sit and talk about our lives and what it's like to have a chronic illness.
If you like this kind of thing or you're just digging our vibe, stay and listen for a while. Our topic for discussion today is navigating romance.
Dun, dun, dun.
It seems today everyone is having a hard time navigating romance,
Romance.
but it's always especially hard for people with chronic illness.
Yeah, it is.
It's hard, and I feel like it's something that we don't really talk about much. Yeah. It's like an internal thing, and maybe we think we're
like
alone in it. Yeah,
it's
a stigma, and we just wanted to destigmatize it. It's a really hard topic of discussion, but since
so many different variables.
Since it's February, and
hey.
and Valentine's Day is coming around, a lot of couples are together. That single life sometimes, and Galentine's Day, and we just wanted to talk about these hard discussions.
It could be pretty depressing.
Yeah,
if you're not in a romantic relationship, or even if you are, it can kind of bring up the struggles that you have.
Yeah.
Because nothing is perfect. No relationship is perfect.
Oh, exactly. And when you add something like chronic illness to the picture, especially if the other person has never dealt with that before, or they just don't understand, or maybe it's your internal fight. My next topic is when to tell a lover that you have a chronic illness. Yeah. When do you bring it up?
During the talking stages?
Yeah. Is it one of the first things you discuss? Or is it something you leave out until it starts to get serious, which I kind of do? Is it a question of... It's a question of moral ambiguity, really. Yeah. When is it the right time to know? For it's them hard. To know. It's hard because you're in control of that. And it's hard to have that responsibility.
Yeah. Like, my personal opinion... I feel like it's something that should be brought up in the talking stages, because if not, it's kind of a way like you're kind of tricking someone in a sense, because if you wait until, okay, now we're serious, we are monogamous, we're only seeing and talking to it, and it's all just one person. I'm having a total brain fart right now.
What?
I'm not thinking of the word monogamous, but
monogamous.
Committed.
Commitment.
When you decide to be committed to that other person. I feel like if you wait to tell them then, it is kind of like a trick move, because they could be a total asshole and just be like, well, I can't see myself being with someone that's chronically ill and dealing with this, and or they could be very understanding, but then they may feel kind of like, why didn't you tell me before? Because then he or she, they would have had the opportunity to really sit and think about it and really like ask themselves, is this something that I'm willing to go through? Is this something that I can be selfless?
Yeah.
And in the times that they're going to need me the most, which is like, that's how any relationship is. Yeah. You're supposed to be able to give when the other person can't. It's a give and take. It's a sacrifice.
Yeah.
When one person, it just can't, whether they're going through an illness or whatever, you pick up the slack, and they do the same for you. Mm-hmm. But it's more so with the chronically ill person.
Yeah. And, it's not to say that, the chronically ill person is like the weak one in the relationship or anything like that. It's just like, it does come with the hardship of being chronically ill. And for me, in my experience, I've always waited very long to tell someone that I have a chronic illness. It's like a shameful thing almost.
But it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be. And I understand that it shouldn't be. And I'm trying to be better with that personally. But in my experience, I've never really fully accepted I have a chronic illness. I mean, I've only known since 2017. Mm-hmm. So I know that may seem like a long time, but for someone, you have to go through the mental process. Mm-hmm. And I really do feel like it is important that you allow for that person to go through their own mental process. Yeah. It is something, especially if they're not really comfortable or know anything about chronic illness or any type of disability, say, like any hardship of the sort, if they don't understand or if they never had experience, they don't know how to handle it right away.
And then they're kind of already like committed in a sense, and they
Yeah,
don't want to
like,
be like a jerk.
yeah, and tell you right off. But,
Yeah.
also it's a two-way street. There's a lot of communication. You're being vulnerable by telling that person, hey, I have a
Definitely.
chronic illness and I'm sorry, it's a hard thing to try to bring up in a situation. Like, I really like you and I would love to continue. And if you have any questions, please just talk to me rather than spiral, or rather than think it's something bigger or
Yeah.
less or weirder or crazier than it is. Like, there's a lot of responsibility within you as the chronically ill person to bring up that conversation and keep it open-ended, a two-way street of communication, and just really try to make it easier on the other person, even though it's really hard for you to talk about.
Yeah.
And that's something that I've been trying to get better
It's
at.
tough.
I have been entering the dating world recently again, and it's really hard because I always struggle with that. I've even struggled with telling my teachers, and I'm going to speak more about this in another episode, but just telling people in my, immediate vicinity as a student, I didn't like to tell my peers, I didn't like to tell my teachers, even though they had the right to know completely. And honestly, I know that. And I did get better with it towards the end. In my senior year, I just tried to accept that, I'm not a weak person and I don't want them to see me as a weak person. I just have a disability. I have a chronic illness. And not that I am craving pity or, something for them to, like, anything like that. No, I want, the empathy and the understanding, and for them to treat me how the truth of my situation.
Yeah.
So, and that's hard for me, and it's hard for me in relationships too. So I struggle with that question of when's the right time to bring it up.
Yeah.
When do you throw that at someone? Because it's a lot. It's a big thing to deal with.
It is a lot, but it's important to kind of know that person's views on it, because it's just like when you're feeling them out, even someone without a chronic illness, you're feeling this person out, you're trying to decide, can I depend on this person?
Yeah.
Will this person be a good partner? Will this person be a good life partner? Can I see myself growing old with this person? Those are all factors in the dating world when you're looking for a serious relationship. That's the whole point. Can I grow old with this person?
Yeah.
So can I rely on them? Can I trust them? Can I depend on them? And vice versa.
Yeah.
So it's even more important when you are chronically ill, because you're going to have more struggles. You're going to have to depend on that person more.
Yeah.
With different things in life, more doctor's appointments, different symptoms, not being able to work full time or not being able to work at all.
Yeah.
Having that financial responsibility aspect. Nowadays it's hard. It's hard to be like traditional type couple because everything is so expensive.
Yeah.
So
it's not just one person carrying.
All of that, at least in just like a what if mindset, because you don't know what the future holds. You don't know what it's going to look like.
And that's the hardest thing about it, really.
Yeah. But having someone say, I see you, I'm here for you, I understand, and I'll be there with you through it all.
Yeah.
That is important, because you want to know that before actually committing.
Yeah. Before
getting deep into something with a person, you have to know that you can rely on them in hard times.
Yeah, I understand that. And so I have a question for you that I just thought of. How would you feel about, like, having this conversation with someone that you're in just like a sexual relationship with, or just a friends with benefits? Like, you talked a lot about,
like
partnerships and committed relationships. How do you feel about, is it important? Is it really something to address when it's something not
I think
as serious?
It depends on the circumstance. I want to say no, because if it's just like a friends with benefits or a sexual, like casual relationship, I don't think it's relevant to bring up at that point, unless you start considering like, okay, I'm getting feelings for this person. I can see myself with them. And if you have that conversation with each other, regarding commitment, then maybe take it to that conversation of, I am chronically ill. These are some symptoms that I have. Sorry. These are some symptoms that I have. This is some things that I'm going to have to deal with for the rest of my life. Like for my case, I have lupus. I also have chronic kidney disease. So like one of my fears is, what if I have to be on dialysis one day?
Yeah.
I'm really going to heavily depend on my partner to
Mm-hmm.
take me to appointments, to be there. Like it's a lot.
Yeah.
So I feel it may not be important to answer your question. It may not be super important to explain that during a friends with benefits or a sexual relationship. But it also depends on the person. Like sexual relationship, dude, sex is a freaking activity. That's a workout.
Oh,
That can be
yeah.
hard. It can
It
cause more
is.
flares. It can be harder to kind of like do certain things.
Mm-hmm.
So it depends on the person. They may have to explain, or like they're full of bruises. Like me, I get bruises all over my legs.
Oh,
What other
yeah.
person's like, what the fuck happened to you? What have you been doing? Who hurt you? You know, you would kind of have to, well, I can't just say that I ran into my dresser a million times because I do that too. I run into the walls. I run into the door frames. I don't think that has to do with lupus. I think that's just a me thing. But like how would you explain that,
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
depends on the circumstance. It depends on the person, but for a wide variety, I would say no. I don't think it's that important. That's my opinion. I don't think it's that important to explain that in a casual thing. No.
Well, I agree with you to a certain extent, but when you're sharing your body with someone,
Yeah.
coming from like a medical perspective, like I get sick and I get sick really quickly after, having an intimate moment with someone sometimes. And that stance of like worrying about your health,
Mm.
I think it is important if you are worried about it
Yeah.
to tell them like, hey, I get sick really easily and we're in
Have
this
them go through a 3-step
relationship.
routine. Brush your teeth, do your mouthwash, take a fresh shower before coming within 3 feet of
No.
me. Hey, I am that person though.
No.
Sorry, I didn't mean to completely just cut you off from that topic, but
No, but it's serious, but
yeah.
as I'm trying to say, maybe I'm just not saying it very eloquently, is that, if you fear that, I feel like it's okay to address it and be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, I have this illness and
Definitely.
if we are going to have this, it doesn't have to be any commitment, but if we're going to have this friends with benefits or something, I just want to know that you're going to take my health seriously."
Yeah, 100%.
You
I
know,
agree with that.
my health seriously. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like that is interesting. I feel like I would still have an issue with telling someone about it, but I think it's still really important
I think it's
to
important too, but it
to
also
tell them.
it depends on the person,
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I think it should be told, but they have to use their own like discretion.
No, of
Yeah.
course. Of course. Yeah. And yeah. So it's hard. It's a lot of
It's definitely
layers.
hard. Yeah.
It is a lot
It's not a
of layers.
one fit all.
Yeah. And it just like when you have that responsibility of telling someone, it just like feels like a dark cloud sometimes hovering over
Yeah.
you when you're talking to people. At least that's how I feel.
A lot of people could run away from it. Like I
Yeah.
experienced that, people like not wanting to go further. And even though they didn't explicitly say due to your chronic illness,
You know it
it's
is.
like, okay, all of a sudden,
Yeah, all of a sudden after we have this conversation.
But I
yeah.
get it. It's like I'm trying not to put hate towards them because it is a lot. It's a lot. So I do understand, and it just wasn't meant to be, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But it's important to know that before you get too deep.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely important to know that beforehand. It's just like, it's like you have this secret, and it's just eating at you is how I feel. Because I just started talking with someone and I'm just like, when is the time? When is the time? But I don't know. That could just be a me thing. The next topic ish I want to get into is like sharing our own experiences. We want to let you guys know that you're not alone. And also, especially
We've been
with this time of love is in the air,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
February, and but you're not alone. Like, romance and romantic love is not everything.
No, it's not. And that's what I want to make a point to say. It's February.
Ooh, okay, girl.
Focus on you. You know, if you're not in a even if you are in a romantic relationship, even if you are in a romantic relationship, it's still important to focus on you. Self-love, self-care, that's important.
Yeah. Putting our time and our energy into ourselves
Yeah.
and the way we treat ourselves and understanding our illness too. And what we need to go with our illness, not fighting against ourselves all the time and beating ourselves down over something we can't control.
Yeah.
And like I've noticed recently, I do that a lot, you know, and as a student, a previous student, it like it's all you can do because you are expected to just perform and get to it, and always there's never a time or to just breathe. And if you don't do something 100%, you're always down on yourself, always, you know. People have this at work too. I mean, you could speak about that too. Like when you're not able to perform at a standard, at a basic level standard as everybody else is, you feel like a failure.
I can definitely relate to that.
Yeah.
For me, it's more like motherhood, especially when I had to work so much. So, my son is privately schooled at home, like online through a private charter school. So it takes a lot out of me too. So our mornings and early afternoons are filled with that. And then I would go to work until like 9 o'clock most nights. Some nights I'd work till midnight. And then I come home and I sleep. And then by the time the weekend comes, that's when I have my time to like grocery shop, do my cleaning, try to rest. When he's not in sports, right? It's like I'm so exhausted that I didn't have the drive and the energy to like just hang out with him. Like he likes to play video games. Mom, play video games with me. I'm like, I'm so exhausted. I just want to like lay in bed, or I want to finish this cleaning so that I can relax. So sometimes I feel like a failure, like as a mom, you know, because I love him. I want to be with him as much as I possibly can.
But it's hard to focus on yourself.
And then I have no time for myself.
Yeah.
So it's like my stuff's always on the back burner because he's my priority, work's my priority. And then there's no time for myself.
Yeah.
You know?
But I honestly think, especially like what you said, like doing all these things you're expected to do and what you have to do and your responsibilities, it gives you no time for yourself. And I've noticed in my own personal thing, you know, it's hard. It's hard to put in that time and that work into yourself. But I've also noticed that once I have started and doing that and really trying to, like I said earlier, not fight against it, but go with it and just accept it.
Work
the
with
accepting, it's hard, but accepting the illness. It took me years and I'm still not fully there, but accepting it, and that allows you to open up more in relationships.
Yeah.
That it's not such a heavy burden on yourself that you're throwing at someone. Once you know how to handle it yourself and accept it, accept your illness, accept how to move along with it, and accept what you need and want from someone else, that will give you more confidence. And I'm starting to learn that, and I really hope that others can, you know, understand what I'm saying really. But just focusing on yourself, it's that, you know, tried and true, what is the saying, like, how could you love yourself, how could you love someone else when you don't love yourself? And I don't fully 1000% agree with that. How could someone love you if you don't love yourself?
No, someone can love you, but in order for you to be able to love someone truly and wholeheartedly, you have to have love for yourself.
Yeah.
Because you have to have enough self-respect and love for yourself to know what you deserve, what you will put up with, what you won't put up with.
Yes.
You know, I struggled with that in the past, and I've worked on myself a lot, and I've dealt with a lot of feelings and everything that comes with the lupus diagnosis. Like I've went through all the stages of grief, as you can say, like the denial, the depression, the anger, the acceptance. I feel like I still have some bits of anger when I struggle a lot. You know, I get to the point where it's just like, it's not there. Like, what the heck? But I feel like I'm more in the acceptance stage. Okay, I know what's going on with my body. I know what kind of triggers it, what flares it up. And I just try to navigate that. I'm trying more so now to work on managing the inflammation, managing the flares and the pain, and trying not to eat or do the things even though they're yummy and delicious.
Next point I want to get at is the importance of trying to find someone that wants or tries to understand your condition and finds a way to. Because sometimes you could really, 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 really like someone, but they just won't try, you know? And I know it's a hard thing to expect of someone, but it's also kind of like human decency.
I'm like, not really. I don't think that's a hard thing to expect from a possible partner.
Yeah.
Because that's what they're going to want.
Right.
They're going to expect that. And
if they're like, oh, I have a cleft toe, like, you're going to be
anything.
like, okay.
I mean, someone could be struggling with depression or something like
Yeah.
that. They're going to want understanding. They're going to want grace. So I don't think it's hard or like a bad thing to expect that from a partner. Expect them to want to understand and want to know what you're going through and how they can support you through it. I think that's a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to find someone that is willing to like go the distance to understand your disease, to understand what you go through on a daily basis, to understand the possibilities in the future if things can progress and get worse for you.
Yeah.
You know, the possibilities of like organ, not failures, but like, help me out here. Like when it starts to attack your organs, like for my case, the kidneys, and the brain, as you can tell. but you know what I mean, right? You want someone to care enough to want to know and to go through the possibilities and just to really just support you through it and want to know like, how can I support you through it? How can I make this easier on you?
Yeah. But I feel like you don't always get that. And that's
you don't,
hard.
and that's sad. Like, and if you're going through that with anyone that you're dating or even in a marriage, that's really, really shitty of them.
It is.
It's really shitty. So
Extremely.
I'm sorry if you are personally going through this. I'm sorry you're going through that because I have been through that before. I was married.
Yeah.
And I did not have the full understanding, the willingness to like really want to be there. Like he was kind of there, but like not really. I felt like I had to constantly tell him how to help me and tell him this and tell him that. And I still wouldn't even get it back. I'm not trying to shit on anybody, but it sucks.
It really does.
Really sucks having a partner or having someone that's not fully a partner, that you can't fully depend on. That just knowing if you ask them for something, they're not going to want to do it, or it's going to be half-assed, or there's going to be complaints. So you just don't even ask them and you just deal with it yourself.
Yeah.
Or you handle it yourself. I became super hyper independent. Well, I was always a pretty independent person, headstrong, like stubborn, you know, but
I can attest to that.
I felt like I had to be like this hyper independent person. I was the husband and the wife. I was the mom and the dad in a lot of aspects. And like I said, I'm not trying to shit on anybody, but this is my truth. That's what I experienced. That's what I lived with. Yeah. And it's really fucking shitty.
Yeah.
I'll just handle it.
Yeah. Finding that person that wants to take care of you and take things off your plate and not add to them.
And I have that now.
Yeah.
I have that now. And it is an amazing feeling. So the point of the story, sorry, Kate, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
But the point of the story is don't settle.
Do not settle,
if you have to
guys.
do things all on your own and you're in a relationship or you're in a marriage, what is the point of that relationship or what is the point of that marriage? And that may sound harsh.
Yes.
But really ask yourself this. What does this person really do for me? How does this person make my life or my day to day easier? Are they just there?
Yeah.
Or are they there?
Yeah.
Are they in it?
Yeah. Are they trying to be understanding? Are they trying to take, not like saying that they have to take care of you, but taking care of you as a human being, as a partner.
Just meeting your emotional needs, if nothing else.
Exactly.
Are they really there?
Are you putting more into the relationship and hurting yourself in return than what you're getting? I know people don't give to take. But in a relationship,
but there
it is
is
a
be,
partnership.
yes, and there's supposed to be
it's a
give and take. There's
Exactly.
supposed to be sacrifice, and it may not always be equal. There's sometimes where, like we mentioned earlier, when one person isn't able to fully do like their normal duties, their normal day to day, the other person picks up that slack. I guess the
Yeah.
perfect example that I can think of would be like, say if both partners are working full time, but one partner has to do like a lot of overtime that week, and that's the partner that normally does dinners 3 to 4 days a week, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they're working overtime. They're not getting home till 7, 8 o'clock. And then the other partner is home 5 p.m., 4 p.m., whatever. It doesn't have to be exact. But okay, well, they're going to pick up that slack. They're going to make the dinners for them during those couple of weeks that they're doing the extra overtime. Because
And
that's just what you're supposed to do.
Yeah,
and
but
that could
it's
be with anything.
It's them seeing that
without having to be asked.
Yes, exactly.
It's just the fact that they, okay, oh hey babe or whatever, you're going to be doing
working a lot
20
of
hours
overtime.
overtime this week. You're going to be working later. You're going to be working a weekend. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to plan the dinners for the days that you normally do. I'm going to do that because I'm going to be here and you're going to be at work. So by the time you get home, we'll be able to have a meal together, then get ready for bed and go to sleep. I got you.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that partner is always cooking dinner. I'm saying it's equal balance. They do 3 days, the other one does whatever, 4 days, and they balance it out. But because of the fact that they weren't able to do that, they're normal. The other partner is going to pick up that slack.
Yeah.
I feel like we kind of got off on a tangent on that one, but
no, but it's true.
Like,
it's true.
It's a give and take, and it's
important for people to know it's not a normal.
That's not too hard to ask either. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. It shouldn't be a high expectation. That's a bare minimum. That's a bare minimum.
Yeah, it's a bare minimum. It's just common decency partnership. Yeah. And I feel like I've seen a lot about, online about relationships and people just not meeting those, and I'm not going to get all into that.
The dating world is hard now.
The dating world is so hard.
It's worse for some reason.
Yeah. And then going to my next point is like also there's a lot of strains on the relationships that can be from chronic illness. And it's not your fault if you have chronic illness. It's just something that happens and it's statistical. I also have a survey that I want to share with you in a few minutes, but like one of the main things that I've also struggled with is plans depending on you or your ability to go through with them, like adjusting plans like date nights due to unpredictable flares or illness, especially when someone has like taken the time to like take you into account and be like, hey, I know you can't eat at this place, or I know you don't want to be late out too late because this, or I know you haven't been feeling good the past couple weeks, but let me go take you out. And then a flare happens or something unpredictable.
Or you plan a vacation or something, or like a trip.
Yes. And then everything comes down to you and you feel that heavy fucking guilt. And a lot of chronic illness and lupus is just, it's so much guilt. It's so much guilt to carry. And I know it's not, you shouldn't have to feel guilty, or you shouldn't feel guilty really, because it's not in your control. It's not something that, you're controlling. It's something that's being done to you. But that does put a strain on relationships, especially friendships too.
And even if the person's super understanding, it can still be hard for them too.
Of course.
And then they have to manage their own like emotional regulation to where they're not showing, not aggression, but like anger or showing that they're upset or like disappointed. Passive aggressiveness. So it can be a lot on the partners as well. Like for example, a recent trip, Palm Springs, right? But it's so hot out there. And even like planning the trip, they were like, well, I don't know, because you get sick in the heat and, you have the sun, you get sick in the sun and in the heat. So if we go there, we're not going to be able to do much. And I don't want to put too much on you and then have you be sick. I don't want to spend too much time in the pool because, we like to swim and I like to enjoy a couple drinks every now and then. Yeah. So it's like all of these little things. And they were like so considerate, just thinking like, well, I don't know. Is that the best place for us to go? Because what if you get sick? What if you did this? What if? And I was just in awe because, wow, you took the time to consider all of these little things. It was so sweet. But I still felt bad, even though they are understanding and they think ahead and they try to prioritize my needs. It still made me feel bad because, man, this is going to be a damper. We went anyway and it was nice, but yes, I did have to nap more often if we were out and about in the mornings in the sun, or when we had a few drinks. The next day it was, it took a long time to like get up and get moving. But they're understanding. So I don't feel so guilty. I don't feel so like a burden, but I still feel the guilt. I still feel bad. So having someone in your life that's understanding and wants to be there for you and wants to know how they can help you through it and thinks ahead of time and is considerate is very, very important. It really is. Mm-hmm. So try to pick wisely. Give them some tests before.
Yeah.
See if
really
they
try
will.
To get to know someone
really
before,
get to know them.
Before
but people
you get
can also change.
Invested. That's true.
But yes, try to get to know them the best way you can. Make sure they know the expected and unexpected possibilities of the illness and your symptoms. And just kind of test them in a sense to see if they really will be there for you.
Yeah. Now, what is something that you're having difficulty at this time about in your relationship? And, something that you have struggled with the thought of?
Well, I've always wanted more kids. Now I have a partner that, in a sense, I always wished for and wanted. He fills all of those check marks. And I really do want to have a child with him, especially because he doesn't have any children and he's always wanted to be a dad.
Yeah.
And so I feel kind of guilty because what if I can't make that dream come true?
Yeah.
And then I have to struggle. Like, I have to carry that with me. And then I have the fear of like, what if he resents me for it in the future? Or the fear of like, okay, once we're more settled and, living together and all of that works out and we start trying, what if I can't get pregnant? Yeah. Or what if I have miscarriages? Like, that would kill me.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can handle that mentally, emotionally. But it's worth the risk. I would risk it because I do want another child and I want a child with him and I want at least one. I would risk it. But it is scary. And, he brings up the point with, without getting too personal, he brings up the fact like that it is such a risk and he's worried about me and my health after. Like, what if I get sick or what if it progresses really bad? And, or worst case scenario, what if I die? Because childbirth in itself, pregnancy in itself is a risk. Mm-hmm. Even nowadays with modern advances, it's the percentage of, the percentage of like healthy babies that are not stillborns, and the pregnancies and the moms surviving are higher nowadays.
Yeah.
The survival rate is higher, but it's still a risk.
Yeah.
It is still a risk and it's scary.
Anything can happen.
He's talking more along the lines of like, well, I'm also getting older. I'm 34. So the time would be now if we're going to try. But that's more discussions to be had. I really do think that it's worth it. And I just need to do everything that I can now to like get healthier, focus on me, and maybe I'll be blessed and I'll be lucky. I was lucky the first time around, I had a very healthy pregnancy, didn't have any issues. At that time, I didn't know I had lupus, but I think that's what triggered it, to be honest. I think that the pregnancy, maybe not the pregnancy, but the labor, the trauma of the labor and everything. I had all natural birth.
Like you were saying in the first episode.
I think it, I think it triggered the lupus.
Yeah.
To really go full throttle. But it's worth the risk in my opinion. I really do think, but it's scary. Of course it's scary because I want to be around for my children. I want to be healthy enough to be there. And I'm like a neurotic, overprotective mom. So I would want to be that for my second child.
Yeah, of course.
So it's scary. It's really scary, and it's hard conversations to have, but
they're necessary.
They're necessary, and I want that, and I want it for him as well. It's not just for him, it's for me. I've always wanted that. But hopefully, I think right now the main thing is just focusing on my health.
Yeah.
Trying to get as healthy as I can be.
Yeah.
And then have that discussion again, and have the discussion with my doctors to make sure that it is safe.
Yeah.
And adoption, I'm always up for adoption. Yeah. Too. I always said that if I was financially stable and everything was working in my life, that I would adopt a child because I have so much love to give. Yeah. I'm not a perfect person. I'm not a perfect parent, but I have a lot of love to give. And I would love to do that for a child in need if I'm ever able to.
Of course. Yeah. And that brings me to me, like, even before I got my diagnosis, I dealt with a lot of illness in my life, and I've come to the conclusion that I don't want to mother my own children. Like, I don't want to give birth. I don't want to be pregnant with my own children, and because the risks are severe for me, for us, you know, and to do that, to bring someone in this world personally that I might not even be there for.
Yeah, it's scary.
When there's millions of children here have already gone through that, and their parents, whatever situation they may have been in, are not there for them.
Yeah.
And so I think when I do feel like I am ready to be a mother and I'm financially stable, I will make that decision to adopt. Yeah. But because of my illness, because of the risks, I don't want to put myself through that. I don't want to put my partner through that. And I know...
That's okay.
You know, I know.
It's okay to feel that way.
I know it's okay, but I do I feel guilty sometimes about it? Yes. Because I don't know what the situation may arise with my partner.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a heavy topic, but it needs to be discussed.
And another thing on that point, it's also a risk because lupus is hereditary.
Yeah.
So then you're taking the risk of like, well, what if my child develops it in the future? Like, that's always been a fear of mine for James. Yeah. And so I pay extra attention to like when he complains of being sick and in pain. Mm-hmm. And if he ever met that criteria, I would fight like hell to get him diagnosed as early as possible. Yeah. Because early intervention really, it saves lives.
Yes.
So that's a whole nother factor too.
Yeah.
Because it's possible. And then it's like, do you want to
It's highly likely, not even
this
possible.
life on your child?
Yeah.
You know, like knowing the struggles and everything that we deal with. And yeah, maybe in their day and age and their time, there'll be more medical advancements.
Yes.
So hopefully it won't be as hard on them, but still, it's
still a fear. I mean, it's not just that. Any healthy person can have a child with something. It happens. And it's a fear I feel like every mother goes through.
Oh, definitely.
Or every parent goes through.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard. And with a certain amount of us blessed sometimes to even think about the future. Yeah. If the progression of your illness is severe.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a pipe dream to think about those things.
Yeah. That's what I'm nervous about too. Because I don't know when, not when, but like, when I'll pass. I don't like to think about it. But, I mean, no, tomorrow's not promised to anybody. But for myself, with the issues that I have, who knows how long I'll be around for. I don't think it's going to be an average lifespan. I feel like my estimate would be probably in my 60s, if I'm lucky. Yeah. If I do everything necessary now to stay healthy and keep my chronic kidney disease in check and keep the lupus in check, I hope to live long enough to see my son grow to like a full adult and possibly even have children of his own if that's what he chooses. I would love to like be a grandma and be able to experience that. That is a dream, but the main thing is just to see my son become an adult and help him through that. My main goal in life is to just raise my son to be a good human. Help him to be as fully independent as possible. My son is autistic. He's on the autism spectrum. Highly functioning, level 1 autism. So he has a lot of struggles with social and emotional. He's very smart. Yeah. But he does have a lot of struggles with social and emotional aspects. So I want to help him and guide him in every way possible to where he can be fully functioning adult, have a job that suits him, where he's able to make good money to support himself. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to be around forever. I will always be there for him, but I'm not going to be alive forever. So I'm just trying to set him up in every way possible. So when the time comes that I do have to go, he's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my main goal.
No, of course. It's any parent's main goal. And it's sad that we have to think about it. So I don't want to say nihilistically, but there is a melancholy to it.
Yeah.
It's
unfortunately.
We have to be faced with
Hope
the,
for the best,
likeness.
Expect the worst.
Yeah. Someone with a chronic illness like death is inevitable for everyone.
Yeah.
But it just seems like more of a reality. It seems more of like a tight string. Like we're on an alarm clock. When is it going to go off?
That can cause so much anxiety and depression. I struggle with that a lot.
Yes. Rounding it back to relationships, I wanted to share a few survey statistics from lupusla.org, which is a great resource. Yes. If you need to, there's a lot of resources online. And not to scare anybody, but just to let you know that you're not alone.
No.
These statistics are real people with lupus that have felt these things in relationships. The study was in 2023. I don't know if I mentioned that, but it says, I'm gonna say, quote for quote, people with invisible illnesses like lupus often find specific challenges in their workplaces, communities, and even in their personal relationships. 73% of lupus patients report flares straining relationships, often due to invisible symptoms that lead to misunderstandings. 76% felt disbelieved by loved ones. That it impacted their relationship so much that it's like, are you faking this? Or the miscommunication of the non-understanding and the not wanting to understand and to be there for someone that's going through it. It's like, do you think we understand really?
Yeah, do you think we really want to feel like this? Like one day we may have all of the energy and ability to like clean the whole house, whatever, do errands, work your full 8 hours, for example, and then the next day we're in bed all day. Like we can't get up. We wake up feeling like we got hit by a truck.
Yeah.
But do you think we want to feel this way? It's not an excuse. Not. It's not an excuse, but it's hard to understand, like, the bounce.
Yeah.
Between it.
Yeah. Yeah. And that leaves you impacted emotionally. Like, then you're so left with that burden and the baggage of it. Yeah. And it says, also it is important for people with lupus to have a strong support system, including supportive family members, friends, and partners who can understand the challenges of living with an invisible illness. And it states, if you or your loved one is struggling to navigate with challenges of lupus or being a support system for that person, consider seeking support for a therapist or joining one of lupusla.org support groups. There's a lot of information on there about support groups and Q&As, and I believe they even have some information about call centers where you could just talk to someone.
Mental health is very important, guys. If you're out there, if you're struggling, please reach out. And if you don't have someone personally in your life, like a friend or a family member that you can count on, please use your resources.
Yes, it's so important. And it may seem stupid, or you might like just try to suppress your feelings or try to be like, oh, it's just me, or it's all in your head.
Don't struggle alone.
Don't struggle alone. Don't be quiet. That's
or reach out to us.
Yeah.
Leave a comment. Personally message us on our page, wherever you're listening to this, where it's Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, Audible. I mean,
SoundCloud.
we have lots of
Y
options.
todo.
Wherever you're listening to our podcast, if you don't feel comfortable reaching out to a professional or a family member or a friend, reach out to us and we will do our best to be there for you because we understand. We are in your shoes. We get it.
We are.
We get it. And we will not give you any shame. Your feelings are valid. You are valid. And you're not alone.
Exactly. And just remember Valentine's Day, V-Day, February, the month of love. It isn't just about relationship love.
No, it's about self-love.
Yes,
love yourself.
Self-love.
Take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself because you are the only person
who
for
knows,
yourself.
Yeah, and you're the only person who really knows what you go through. So some people may try to understand, but you know what you need. In a sense.
And even if you don't know what you need, you got to figure it out.
Yeah, you got to figure it out. But you just try to put yourself first. This is February. Put yourself first.
Yeah.
Even if it's just like a little treat, treat yourself to a sweet treat or a coffee or a tea. Take yourself out on a date.
Yes.
You like to read, go to the bookstore. Go to the park and just sit and watch the birds. I mean, it could be anything.
Go to Barnes and Noble or any local bookstore and just buy yourself a book.
Do something that you love.
Take yourself to the movies. Even if you do have a partner, spend a day for yourself.
Yes.
Spend that day for yourself. And just celebrate yourself.
Yeah.
You are here. You are here today. You are trying. You are trying to connect. You are trying to find support within yourself or a community, like listening to this podcast. This is why we're doing it. This is why we're breaking our own silence and just putting it out there for support. And I know this was a really long episode. I know it was really heavy, some of the material. But it's stuff that needs to be said.
Real.
It's real. And, so many people, including ourselves, suffer in silence with this. There's not a lot of people going out there, putting themselves out there. And I'm sure there are people that on Instagram and everything that are trying to break the silence, but it's not as big as it should be. It's not as talked about as it should be.
Yeah.
And this is such a big thing that affects millions of people around the world.
Yeah.
And it just needs to be talked about more. So now is our check-in time.
It's time to check in.
It's time to check in with you guys. We talked a lot about ourselves. But, I guess that's the whole point, huh?
Yeah. But we also want to hear from you. So
yes.
What is something that you've struggled with this week or past couple weeks? What is something you accomplished? It doesn't have to be love related. It can just be anything that you've struggled with, certain symptoms, and something that you've accomplished, big or small. It's important. So, Kat, what's something that you've accomplished this week? What's something that you've struggled with?
I struggled with a few things. It always comes in layers.
Talk to me.
It always comes in layers. I struggled with a lot of stress, a lot of financial stress.
I hear that.
And as I stated earlier, I'm trying to step back into the dating scene now that I have more time after school is done. And I have been struggling a lot with, it's been years since I dated.
It's hard to open
more
yourself
than 3,
up like that.
I would say, because I struggle with this and I haven't accepted myself and I haven't accepted my illness until now. And, the dating scene, it's terrifying. It's terrifying.
Man.
And
there's good ones out there, though.
There are good ones, and I feel like I've encountered a few. I've encountered a few, but my struggle is still when's the time? When's the time to tell them? When's the bomb gonna drop? When is it's inevitable, but it feels like fuck.
Maybe when you really start asking yourself the question, that's the time.
Yeah.
Maybe subconsciously you're ready to
And I feel like
explain
I am.
That.
I feel like I am, but it's hard. So that's what I've been struggling internally with and getting my life started, getting my career started. But one thing I have accomplished this time is allowing myself to think about what I want. What I want, taking that time for myself, treating myself.
What do you want?
What I want in my career.
In life? Okay.
What I want in my career, moving forward in life, thinking about me Well, I am a people pleaser. I'm a chronic people pleaser. And a lot of people in my life rely on me. And I'm trying to step back from that and think about, what do I really want? I feel a little stuck at the moment. And do I want to pursue something else in college? Do I want to go for my master's degree? Do I want to go for doing other things in life? Do I want to experience something else? And I've been singing for so long and I want to experience something else. So I've been allowing myself that time, and I've accomplished that because it's not something that I allow myself very often.
You're so used to just go
for other people. And I love other people, and I love being a people pleaser sometimes.
You got to put yourself first, though.
But this is the time I feel in this year, 2026, new year, new me.
Oh, no, don't start with that bullshit. New year, same me.
It's something important I think we all need to ask ourselves. And so that's what I've accomplished. I'm allowing myself that time and that space to breathe and to get through it.
That's a big accomplishment.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say so. Now, Mel.
My turn.
What have you struggled with and what have you celebrated?
Oh, goodness.
Keep it brief.
Rush me? What the fuck?
After I talked for 30 minutes.
Right. I've been having a lot of migraines lately. I've been going through a lot of pain, especially in my joints and my muscles. I haven't been sleeping well, so that's been really tough. I've been struggling a lot with my symptoms, and I think it's because I am stressed out. So I'm trying to manage my stress. I'm trying to do like a little exercise and things like that to help with it. What I have accomplished is I have started going back to the chiropractor, which is something that really does help me manage my pain in some levels. So I started going back to the chiropractor, and I started acupuncture last month in December, and that's actually really helped me with a lot of pain. It helped me so much more than I expected it to. So I'm just trying to focus on myself and trying to do anything and everything I can to help manage my symptoms, to help manage my pain.
Yeah, and that's all you can do.
Trying to eat better.
Yes.
More salads, more fruits, vegetables. I love that stuff. So I'm just trying to incorporate that more. I'm trying to meal plan in a sense more so that when I am struggling, I am in a lot of pain, I don't have to go cook something or just resort to fast food.
Yeah. So
I'm trying to have things meal prepped and cooked. I've been putting stuff in the freezer so that it doesn't just go bad if I don't get to it.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's pretty big accomplishments. Yeah. I'm focusing on me more, trying to put my health and my needs first, which is hard to do as a parent.
Oh, yeah.
And it's hard to do when you're in a relationship, but I'm trying my best to do that. And I have full support.
Yeah.
So
it's good.
It's just sticking to it and being consistent. But yeah, those are my accomplishments. Focusing on me, getting back to my health, chiropractic, acupuncture, doing what I can to feel better as much as possible.
Yeah.
And resting more.
Mm-hmm. And make sure, this is our new slogan.
Yeah.
Make sure to celebrate the wins, no matter how small they are.
Yes.
And it's those small ones.
Celebrate the wins. Reward yourself.
Reward yourself. Self-love, self-love, self-love.
Yes.
It's not all about relations. Relations.
Sexual relations.
Relationships. But it's your relationship with yourself and how you treat yourself. But thank you guys so much for listening.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you. And we love you.
Yes, we love you. So take care. Let us know how you feel.
Yes. Write in the comments. Reach out to us. We want to know, have you struggled with anything that we've mentioned here today? Yeah. Most likely.
What are your struggles? What are your accomplishments?
Yes. What are your struggles? What are your accomplishments? And let us know. And if you're not comfortable, of course, no pressure. If you're not comfortable with saying anything personal, let us know, what we did last episode. What songs or what TV show or what media has...
What's something that made you smile? What's something that helped you through?
Yeah.
So, you said song, TV show, movie, book.
Yeah. An experience with your friends, just something you've done for yourself or with others that make you feel good. And thank you for so much for listening, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Or we'll see you next time.
You'll hear us next time.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.